part of the slow, agonising death of the high street in the UK?
Not at all, and I think first of all, I think it's very important to look at the reasons for this, and it is multifaceted, and you know, our choices to shop on the internet are affecting it, but also the public are not stupid. The retailers have to ask themselves, how relevant are they? You know, there are better things to do than go shopping for things that you don't need, and we all know from having too many things in our wardrobes, too many things in our cupboards, that we've been tempted in the past to buy things that we don't need. But I think we should be celebrating now that there's there's a couple of new generations, the millennials and the Generation Z, who are realising that there are better things to do than just shop for things that you don't really need. And we've also got to understand, you know, why they're doing that. I think it's partly a realisation that there are better things to do than shop. You know, getting together, having a coffee, having a chat. You know, if you look at holidays are doing pretty well, certain kinds of food, street food and all of that, and events are doing so well. Anything that is to do with getting together socially, which is what a high street and what a town centre, rather than, you know, we should forget about the term high street and think about the centres of our towns. And for a lot of us, you know, for my generation, going to your town centre was a social thing, not a thing to go and buy things that you didn't really need. And we've also got to look at the situation of the lives of these people who are now at traditionally at prime shopping time. You know, my generation and other generations have left greater inequality, lower disposable incomes, greater job insecurity, an increasing difficulty of renting, never mind buying your house. So why go out shopping when all of those things? There are other things to do with your money.
But we are seeing lots of high streets where there are empty stores, empty buildings, empty properties. They're boarded up. It's depressing, frankly. I mean, are you saying that town centres, high streets, whatever you want to call them, can be reinvented?
Absolutely. So when I moved to London in 1979 from Blackburn, there were 7 million people living in London, 3 million less than there were today. You could rent shops. London was depopulating. High streets were depopulating. We started our first company, Red or Dead, by renting shops that were absolutely so cheap before institutional landlords came in and snaffled them all up and then put the prices up. We're going to find that happening again. We should be able to now start to celebrate an independent culture again, which for me and a lot of other people is a real thing to celebrate. You know, how many replicas of shops selling the same things do you need? You know, why do you need a Maplin's next to a Curry's, next to all of these things? You just don't need all of that, and therefore it's a rebalancing, in my opinion.
A rebalancing, though, which is going to cost a lot of people a lot of jobs.
But those jobs, but if you've got jobs, that is a sad thing. But if you've got a job in an unproductive industry, which these industries are at the moment, if they were something that people wanted and they wanted people to serve them and work for them, then they'd be in there shopping. We can't underestimate. You know, people make this choice, and you know, the world changes, and we've always been as human beings in a society. We've always found productive things to do for people, and the job situation will change. We'll find new ways of working.
Good to talk to you, Wayne Hemingway. Thank you very much indeed for being with us with your thoughts. And just to say that coming up in the next half an hour or so, we're going to be talking to a company who are urging the government to investigate the increasing use of these company voluntary agreements, CVAs as they are known.